CBS News Los Angeles, your local news, streaming wherever, whenever.
A surprise in a warehouse full of boxes. Stolen Nikes worth millions. LA Mayor Karen Bass wants to provide a big boost to local small businesses. This morning, she signed a directive to establish a committee to look into cutting red tape and streamlining the process to get these businesses up and running. Mom and pop shops are still hurting post-pandemic with high inflation and lack of available workers eating into their bottom line. Mayor Bass said they're a vital economic lifeline and need more support. Crews in Texas are searching for survivors after another round of severe storms slammed the south. At least 3 people have died. A massive twister slammed the small town of Matador, Texas, flattening homes and tearing roofs from buildings. A restaurant was also found with tables and booths still intact. Nearby, room after room of this motel is now visible from above. And in Florida, a water spout was spotted just off the coast of Fort Myers Beach yesterday morning. In Jasper County, Mississippi, Governor Tate Reeves toured the area where a deadly EF3 tornado hit late Sunday night. That was just one of at least a dozen storms that ripped through the state just this week. An out-of-control SUV hit a customer walking into a Florida gas station just before slamming into the store. And amazingly, that person survived, although they were badly hurt. The cashier called for help while another worker checked on the driver and the customer. Although the crash is believed to be an accident, the driver was arrested on criminal mischief charges. A 30-foot sinkhole forced some North Florida residents out of their home. Take a look at this. The massive area opened up just 2 feet from this duplex in Ocala. Heavy rains have flooded the area, and neighbors say the sinkhole grew quickly. Firefighters red-tagged properties around the sinkhole. More wet weather is expected, and sandbags are being used in hopes of controlling the water. Well, coming up at 4:30, sounding the alarm for pedestrians, the troubling trend on our roadways that may have you thinking twice before crossing the street or even taking a walk.
Our approach at TRIP is to give you experiences you can't have in this world.
Entering a new dimension, how people are finding their inner peace through the world of virtual reality.
Well, let's go now to that dramatic rescue mission capturing the world's attention. It ends today in tragedy as crews discovered debris from that missing submersible in the North Atlantic and declared all 5 on board dead.
Our Juan Fernandez joins us now. And Juan, the search for survivors is over, but the investigation just getting underway now.
That's right, Susie. Jeff, so many unanswered questions, right? This morning, a deep-sea robot located that debris about 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic. The Coast Guard says the submersible likely imploded. 4 days after the submersible Titan was last seen, the U.S. Coast Guard said a remotely operated underwater vessel found something in the search area near the Titanic.
An ROV, or remote operated vehicle, from the vessel Horizon Arctic discovered the tail cone of the Titan submersible. The ROV subsequently found additional debris. The debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber.
Titan, owned by the OceanGate Company, was headed to see the Titanic with 5 on board when it went missing Sunday. According to OceanGate's court filings, at least 46 people successfully traveled on its submersible to the Titanic wreck in 2021 and 2022. Still, the company has faced criticism for years.
It follows no code and follows no jurisdiction.
Engineer Bart Kemper was part of a marine technology group that has expressed concerns over OceanGate's continued operation without what the group said is typical certification.
We have not lost a non-military submersible before. We've had failures, we've had fatalities, but we've never had this type of incident happen before.
Titan crew included a British billionaire, a Pakistani businessman and his son, a Titanic expert, and OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush. And tonight, the Navy says a top-secret acoustic detection system heard the Titan implosion several days ago. That happened just hours after the submission began. The Navy began listening for the Titan as soon as it lost communications. Jeff, Susie, I'll send it back to you.
Okay.
The Lot on KCAL News is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Experience luxury.
At a time when California hospitals are experiencing a chronic shortage of blood, every donor can make a difference.
KCAL News anchor Juan Fernandez joins us with today's edition of People Making a Difference. Juan.
Jeff, Susie, wait till you see this relationship you're about to see. Imagine being 71 years old and meeting a 5-year-old whose life you helped save. I want you to meet an extraordinary Gardena blood donor who recently learned exactly how his donations are making a difference.
Like, wow, that's a big number. 77% of our blood comes from high school students. And I'm
It was more than just any hug. It was a heart-melting moment. And for 71-year-old Kazuhiro Ando, or Kaz of Gardena, quite unexpected. Twice a month for the past 20 years, Kaz has been a fixture at UCLA's Blood and Platelet Center, never giving much thought as to what happens next.
I don't know what happens after that. Maybe they'll toss out my blood. I have no idea, right?
Kaz's blood is type AB positive. Just 3% of the population has it, so it's rare. Yet AB plasma, the clear portion of blood that contains precious clotting factors called platelets, can be given to everybody. That makes Kaz a universal plasma donor.
There aren't that many people that can donate plasma, and because I can, so that's why I try to do it.
Wesley benefited at just 3 months old.
At a UCLA luncheon honoring blood donors last week, Vanessa Cruz of Baldwin Park told the story of her 5-year-old son, Wesley Ray. At birth,
He looked healthy to me.
but his newborn screening test revealed he had been born without an immune system.
The first thing to do is isolate them, not let them contact other people who are going to give them germs.
The next step, a bone marrow transplant. For this, Wesley was his own donor.
They aspirated his bone marrow from his little baby hips, and they did some magic with it in the lab.
That magic, adding the missing immune system gene to Wesley's bone marrow in the lab before giving it back to him, key to a successful transplant.
To get the cells to engraft, we had to give them some chemotherapy.
Which came with perils of its own. The biggest challenge, the temporary inability to make and clot new blood.
As a parent, when you're in a situation like this, you lose so much control over what's happening to your child, and you're very vulnerable, and you're really at the mercy of everybody involved.
A few months after receiving Kaz's plasma, Wesley's enhanced new marrow started making healthy blood again, and his immune system started working. Last month, he graduated preschool. Vanessa couldn't be more grateful.
Can we hug? Oh, hello. With him, it was you.
Oh. Okay.
You were there at the right time. So thank you.
I'm embarrassed.
No, thank you.
And I didn't
You
know
make
exactly
a
what it
difference.
was.
With 236 donations behind him and many more ahead, Kaz has made a difference for hundreds he will never meet, but says it was nice to meet this one.
It's great to know that you are helping somebody to survive. I hope people will see this and then more people will donate, because we just don't have enough people donating.
Well, he's right. There is an ongoing blood and plasma shortage. Whole blood saves lives for surgery and trauma patients. Plasma and platelets are essential for patients undergoing chemotherapy. And of course, Kaz hoped to encourage other Asians in particular, because apparently there is a lower number of Asians registered on this registry that we saw here help that little boy.
I just think it's incredible that he knows, he has no idea where it's going to go, but he will do it. And he's so humble about it.
Well, not only that, but he's able to see the results of it through Wesley.
I mean, just,
and a lot of people don't, right?
Exactly.
The donation process takes about an hour or so. So it's not a lot of time to do, and you can see the benefits and what happens, changing lives and families, right?
Just incredible. What a story, Juan. Thank you so much. A catastrophic implosion believed to have killed all 5 passengers on board the missing submersible touring the Titanic. The Titan lost contact with the surface ship nearly 2 hours after it dove into the North Atlantic on Sunday. KCAL anchor Juan Fernandez joins us now with this devastating update. Juan.
Susie, the Coast Guard confirmed this afternoon the debris found on the ocean floor was indeed from the external body of the OceanGate Titan. And just hours later, the U.S. Navy said it detected an anomaly on Sunday that was likely the Titan imploding.
The debris is consistent with a catastrophic implosion of the vessel.
The worst fears of many were confirmed in the search for a missing submersible Thursday.
This morning, an ROV, or remote operated vehicle, from the vessel Horizon Arctic discovered the tail cone of the Titan submersible approximately 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic on the seafloor. The ROV subsequently found additional debris. In consultation with experts from within the Unified Command, the debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber. Upon this determination, we immediately notified the families.
Lost aboard the missing sub, Stockton Rush, CEO of OceanGate, the company leading the voyage. French researcher Henri Narchelet, known as Mr. Titanic, who's been to the wreck more than 36 times. Aviation company chairman and adventure explorer Hamish Harding, and Pakistani businessman Shahzada Daewoo and his teenage son Suleiman. The mission now changes to recovering the Titan and bringing closure to the families and colleagues of those who were on board.
On behalf of the United States Coast Guard and the entire Unified Command, I offer my deepest condolences to the families.
Again, the focus right now will be shifting to recovering the wreckage of that capsule that held the crew. Officials are still working through the timeline of the vessel's failure. Susie, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Juan, thank you so much.